Okay, good morning. So our topic for today is the chapter 4 engineering communication. Ah, now here in your reference material you will see engineering communication being discussed in a very technical manner. Okay. So they're talking about series of presentation, how are you going to represent detailed works. But for me, this is not only the holistic point of perspective of engineering communication. But let's discuss a few things here. So, I guess na kung ano ninyo to, nabasa na ninyo to, magpa-follow up na lang ako. Communication skills and presentations of engineering work. Now here we have basic several steps. Okay, one is defining the problem, simplifying the problem by assumptions and estimation, performing solutions or analysis, and then verifying the results. Is very similar dun sa problem solving sa mga mathematics. Meron step-by-step procedure. You could also correlate this sa mga experiments ninyo sa chemistry, physics, or any science. Okay, so yung mere representation nila on how to discuss the solutions itself or how to present it, yun yung tinatakal niya dito. Now let's cut to the chase and go with the example. Now if you could see here, they're using a template. Okay, now this one na para siya naka-graphing paper. Pero I recall when we were in college, I'm using yung notebook na parang graphing paper whenever some specific subjects na ginagamit ko, not to graph but mas mabilis kasi yung representation nito, lalo kapag sa mga technical design. So with this one, makikita ninyo you have some template, typical template na ginagamit natin ito sa university or sa mga schools. Now let's go back from the very beginning. Bakit ba kailangan tayong gumamit ng ganito or kailangan nating i-represent ng ganitong manner? Now, yung solution mo naman pwede mo nang i-present any manner kung gusto mo Nga lang, hindi siya readable or baka ikaw lang nakakaintindi. Hindi rin siya presentable. Kung halimbawa in some sort of any paper mo siya gagamitin, like bond paper, yellow paper, all sorts of stuff. Okay? So this is a subjective manner on how are you going to communicate from one professional to your fellow professional. So gumagawa tayo ng mga presentable na mga sort of templates na pwede ninyong gamitin. Now the question would be, sir, ganito ba dapat yung gagamitin natin every now and then? No. It varies from one company, one organization, one entity to another. So in this case, you're just merely communicating kung ano yung solution mo na isasubmit mo sa instructor mo or sa supervisors mo or to whomever. Okay? So here, in a technical communication, you have here the problem. You present a series of solutions, okay, to be plotted in this kind of template. Okay, so may mga margins siya. Okay, you have the answers. So you have this one's, I think, is a page. Kung mapapansin niyo, parehas ito sa mga plano ng bahay, yung mga stencils makikita ninyo sa mga floor plans. Kung nakakita na kayo noon, may makikita kayo 1 out of 5 pages, parang ganun. So first, second, third. Usually the first page is the perspective view, and then followed by the floor plans and so on and so forth. Okay, homework presentations. Now, for example, this one is just like you're presenting your own homework. You have the problem here. Then you see here, problem 3.1, so on and so forth, the date, assignment number, your name, subject, page, given. So the first row is the given, second row is what is the question, and third row is the solution. Now, in your area, the solution, may mga drawings na tayo dito. Yan. So yun yung template na ginagamit. Okay. Now, other communication, you have progress report. Kaya dito na siya. Sa amin, for example, when we create our projects, no, mga research projects for faculty or for us, now meron yung mga progress report na ginagawa namin. May will be weekly or monthly, yung mga CP practice and design ng mga ninyo, mga students ko. They do their progress report. May mga pinapasubmit ako sa kanila every now and then. The template nila is may binibigay din ako doon eh. Kasi kung may papakita ko dito, I'll just pull one out as an example for the progress report. Ayaw mag-extract ah. Andali, ayun, meron na. Yun. Ayan. Ayan, I do not know if you can see this, but let's try. What the fuck? It says in 8.3. CP Practice and Design as ito. Yan. Resources, activities. Ito. You have your project monitoring. Yan. Ito yung mga progress report nila. So, week 1, 2, 3, 4 for December. Let's see for December week 2 kung ano yung mga sinabit nila. Ayan. Turn in. May Google Drive dito eh. Check natin ano. Ayan. Week 1, 2, 3. Let's go with week 4. Ayo, thank you sir, thank you. Target no flex. Apology ka. Okay. Oh. Yan. So makikita ninyo dito, based on their progress report, hindi siya masyadong formal. However, pinapakita nila dito yung mga natapos na nila. Okay. The configurations that they've done dito. I didn't give them a certain template na kailangan nilang i-follow. However, andi dito na yung mga talagang, if you could observe, this is around week 2 na ito. So, they're just simply highlighting yung progress na mga ginawa nila. You can do this kung gusto ninyo. Yung template kasi na pinapresent niya rito, you could see here, medyo techy, mabusisi. Okay? But it's very, very formal. Maganda ito kapag ang presentation ninyo is for formal. However, for informal naman, ayan. So, pwede na yan. Okay? May mga basic explanation siya, but mostly, okay na yan para sa akin. Okay. So, going back, other than that, we have executive summary. Now, executive summary, para siyang abstract. Kumbaga dun sa may hindi ko alam kung may sample ako dito. I'm sorry. Pero, well, it doesn't matter. No, executive abstract kasi, pwede ko din consider an executive abstract itong isa, pero very technical siya. Ito. Yan. Pero usually executive abstract kasi it only consists 1 page. So, puro words siya. Hindi ko maganda yan. So, para siya yung introduction nito. So, it should be the first page dito. Tapos may mga discussions siya and so on and so forth. Anong ginawa niya for this whole week. Okay, so something like that. So, if you could see, must be brief and concise. So, whenever I create an executive abstract, detailed na yung 2 paragraphs. Marami na yun. So, per paragraph, you only have 4 to 6 sentences and then 2 paragraphs lang siya. So, talagang direct to the point ka kapag nagbibigay ka ng ganun. So, usually, ang pinagbibigyan mo ng mga executive summary, of course, is the executives, yung mga vice presidents, yung mga big bosses. So, these people don't have time to read 34-page summary or report. So, bigyan mo lang sila ng 1 to 2 paragraph na single page to see the gist kung ano ba talaga yung nangyari. And then that's it. Okay? Now, very critical yung pagsulat mo dito. It's because ito yung tipo ng it takes practice na talagang hindi ka pwedeng paligoy-ligoy. Okay? So, one good example is yung evaluation na pinagawa ko sa inyo last time. I only ask you 2 questions to be answered within less than a minute each. So, around 2 minutes max na yung dalawa. So, kung paligoy-ligoy ka, yung ganong method ng pakikipag-communicate is not really a good example for your executive summary. Okay? You're going around the bush, takes more time. Okay? Now, short memos. Okay, we have short memos here. So, may mga template tayo. Short memo. Silip ako kung meron. I think it's not here. Silip kami dito sa may give me time. I believe we have something here. Here. Okay. You're good. Oops. Dali lang. Ayan. So, one sample of short memo is, for example, is this one. I don't know kung may zoom natin. Zoom sana natin. Ayan. Okay. So, this is a sample of short memo. So, you have the header, you have the office, time, date, okay, subject, yun. Now, when you see the manner of writing, the office that is writing is the planning coordinator, Dina Palangos, Dr. Dina Palangos. Siya yung sumusulat, but this letter should be approved first prior to dissemination. So, ang sinusulatan kasi ng planning coordinator are the deans, heads, and different department chairmans and other coordinators and so on and so forth. So, hindi siya pwedeng sumulat kaagad doon. It's because based on your organizational structure, meron kang dadaanan. Ang planning coordinator, ang immediate supervisor niya would be the campus executive director. And then under the campus executive director is marami na sila. So, hindi under ng planning coordinator itong different deans and department chairs. So, they have to go under a certain protocol. So, dito nagpapaalam ang planning coordinator sa campus executive director for their approval and for dissemination. So, hindi na, ang kagandahan nito ng ganitong short memo is that andito na yung kailangan namin gawin nang hindi maraming series of letters. So, hindi na siya susulat sa campus executive director para yung campus executive director ang magbibigay ng order dito sa mga to, mabusisi yun. So, this is a very good example for the short memo. Meron pang iba, mas shorter pa dito eh. As in, very, very short pa. So, hindi naman siya masyadong detailed. Those memos are type of memos na confidential na hindi dinidiscuss dito sa paper yung topic or agenda. Malalaman mo na lang yun pag nandoon na kayo sa meeting itself. Okay? So, that's a sample of short memo. Now, detailed technical report. Okay. Wala akong sample dito. So, detailed technical report, yung kwan ito eh. Parang kwan na eh. Parang yung sa mga design projects ninyo. Okay? Pwede ko i-consider ito as detailed technical report. Pero, kwan kasi ito eh. Teka, asan ba yung sa ko? Sa patent. Nung nag-file ako ng patenting. Wait. Could you give me a little bit time? I'm going to look for that. Okay. Hanapin ko yun. Sample ng detailed technical report. Alam ko dito yun eh. So, may patenting. I just don't know if... Oh, AutoCAD files to eh. Mag-sample na lang ako ng dun sa may image. Okay. Now, for example, in this case, ayan. So, makikita ninyo dito sa may drawing, sa detailed technical drawing natin na ito, the one that I invented a couple of years back. Now, may mga numbers siya, and then yung susunod na page dito, nandito yung detailed discussion. I'm sorry hindi ko may disclose pa sa inyo is because this is patent pending. Naka-file ito sa IPO. Pero something like this. So, what is number 1? For example, this part yung frame, how it is connected, or what is the function with respect sa number 3. The frame, which is number 1, is being used as the base, being where the pump number 3 is connected or attached, so that sabay dito yung tank natin ayun doon sa may kabilang image so that the pump number 3, so that the mixture from the reservoir number 2 could be sucked in and pressurized in the tank. This is pump, I should say, to the pressure pump diaphragm tank, which is number 4, mga something like that. So ganun yung detailed. I'm sorry hindi ko na maipakita dito, pero I think you got the point. So ganun yung natin, yung detailed technical report sa may part ng technical area. However, meron siyang tinatackle dito, the title, the abstract, the objective, theory analysis, apparatus, and so on and so forth. These are parts actually of your chapters 1 to 5 in your write-ups in your CPE practice and design. We have tons of example here dito sa faculty. Makikita nyo mamaya pag nag-visit kayo. Next is that this is for experiment, detailed technical report. You could also use this one. Now there are several examples of technical report, from one example to another and one application to another. So you may use any of them, provided that importante lang naman dito ma-impart mo yung knowledge, ma-impart mo yung may communicate mo, I should say, yung gusto mong ibahagi. Okay? Ano pa ba? Oral communication and presentation. Now, communication, we have yung technical writing, technical communication. Meron din tayong tinatawag na oral communication and presentation. Now, a very good example of this one is the one I'm doing right now. I'm communicating to you orally, and also I'm presenting to you orally. Although meron akong visual aids na ginagamit. A very good example of the exact thing that we're talking about here is the one that we did last time sa exams ninyo, the oral examination. Okay, so this is an oral communication and presentation. Now, there are several techniques or several tips on how you do this. It's clearly stated here. Nasa inyo na yun. Yeah, you do. For me, this part, I don't do this. This one, I don't do this. The rehearse. Rehearse your presentation before you deliver it to the live audience. Now, what I'm doing here is an impromptu. Mapansin niyo, ang dami kong adlibs, ang dami kong hindi ako straight na nagdi-discuss. I am even drinking coffee right now. So this is an impromptu discussion and impromptu oral presentation. It makes me feel very comfortable talking simply like this instead of the one being rehearsed. Yung parang may script ka na babasahin. I'm not comfortable with that. I did that once during the graduation ceremony of my PhD and really feel uptight. Hindi ka boka or hindi ka free na magsalita. Okay? So, however, for you, I usually do that kapag halimbawa I feel that I have the floor. Okay. So, tipong these people have no choice but to listen to what I'm going to say. Yeah. But if you're going to present in a way na you are not the alpha of the room, then you may want to rehearse your presentation, especially if it's technical and you are not the all well known on the room. Kasi be careful dahil you may be challenged mamaya with several questions, particularly if you're going to present a technical presentation in a science fora. Okay? So, ang daming matatalino doon. Tatanungin ka, paano ginawa ganito? Bakit ganyan? And they're even going to contradict your output or your theory. Kapag hindi ka handa on how are you going to defend that, then yari ka doon. Ang hirap na. We've experienced several of those during my lectures in the ICPEP. I was guest of a speaker there. I think my topic was mechatronics. There are some questions. We pulled it through naman. Engineering graphical communication. May nabanggit pala siya dito. PowerPoint, rehearse timing, slide transition. Ginawa ko na ito minsan dun sa may international presentation ko sa research. Thank you! Nagbigay ng lunch. Marami pong salamat.
Happy birthday!
So, meron yung sa may international presentation kasi sa technical paper, we have to present our PowerPoint presentation slide. Kailangan 5 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. Silipin ko kung meron ako dito. Wala yata. Membership, patent, presentations. Ito. Let's see. Where's my pre-recorded video? Meron pala dito. Subukan ko magpa-play. Hindi ko rin alam kung magpa-play sa inyo dito. I'm just going to open it and try to show it to you. Ayan.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Oliver S. Lopez and
Wala. Hindi nyo marinig siguro, no? So ito, may slide dito.
Pangasinan, Philippines.
Mute ko na nga lang ito. Yan. So, dito mapapansin ninyo, nagsasalita ako dyan. We have the PowerPoint presentation being recorded. This was Zoom teleconferencing way back last year, February 25, 2021. 25 to 27. So, ganito. Meron tayong presentation, something like that. So, yun yung tinatakal niya, something here sa area na yan. Now, going back, engineering graphical communication. Ito, yung mga AutoCAD designs, mga templates. Ito, papasok na ito. Yan, mga ganito na yan. Graphical representations na yan. Okay? So, very important na magkaroon ka ng skills mamaya sa design. You could go with AutoCAD for your fundamentals, UGNX5. You could also use that SolidWorks. Ayan. Marami kang pwedeng gamitin. 2D, 3D, Google Sketch pwede din doon. Kung anong pwede mong gamitin. Dito, meron din siyang ginagamit na para sa PCB design. Here in our PCB design, we could use Etcher. Okay? Etcher ba yun? Hindi, Eagle pala. Etcher. Feb, saan na natin ginagamit yung Etcher? Etcher.
Parang sarap pa yun, di ba?
Oo, sa may yung sa SD card. Eagle Soft, CAD Soft. Sir Mark! Wala, Sir Mark. Anong ginagamit? Ano pa isa, Circuit Wizard ba yung ginagamit pa sa PCB?
Hindi, Circuit Wizard.
Emulator nung one. Hindi, yung isa, yung anong pinagamit ko sa inyo nung kayo? PCB design ninyo. Meron doon may option doon . Pero yung sa akin, ginagamit ko Eagle. So dito sa baba, sa may wiring diagram niya, yun, pwede kayong gumamit dito ng
Dapat mano-mano.
sabi ni Ma'am Feb niyo, mano-mano daw. Masking tape.
Masking tape, saka
Pentel pen. So dito naman sa baba, you have your wiring diagram. Yan, pwede kayong gumamit ng circuit wizard dyan. Yung fritzing, pwede din yun eh. Yan, teka, silipin ko dito. Fritzing, let's see. Ito pang fritzing kasi pang pang Arduino eh. Pero subukan nyo, baka pwede din. Especially kapag Arduino based yung gagamitin ninyo. Yari, bagal ah. Ayan, fritzing. So, click nyo dito, pwede nyo yung download and then install. Yan. Yan, nakikita nyo dito. So, dito, meron kayong PCB design dito. Pwede nyo siyang ilapat mismo dun sa may Arduino on top of it. And the good thing about this one, if you're in UK, maybe in US also, pag nag-click ka kasi dito ng mga equipment mo, tapos pwede siyang one-stop shop na parang Lazada or Shopee na kapag clinic mo, buy, papadala niya na kagad sa doorstep mo, including yung kwan mo dito, yung dinesign mo. All you have to do is plug and play. Salpak mo na lang on top of your Arduino. Ayun, kagandahan kung nandoon ka. I haven't tried na magpa-deliver dito kasi by the looks of it, if you could see here, what we're talking about is euro. So times 60 something, ito medyo mahal. May kamahalan ito. Considering the international courier pa. So, hindi siya biro. Okay, so gawa ka na lang ng sarili mo. So marami pa. Ano pa ba? Tingnan natin yung tinutukoy ko. Eagle. So, let's see here. So, ayan. Sa Eagle, I think this one is free. Yeah. So, ginagamit namin yung Eagle pag magde-design kami ng PCB. Ayan. Dito pa. Maka-download ka ng free dito. Ito yung sample niya. Yung environment niya halos parehas din eh, pero parehas na madali lang intindihan, pero medyo mas technical ito ng konti, baka hindi ka sanay. Pero if I were you and you're really up to here in computer engineering, I've been using Eagle since what, 2010. Yeah, 2010 gumagamit na ako ng Eagle eh. Up until now, yun pa rin ang ginagamit ko. Way back when I was still studying, pabago-bago ako eh. Up until I settled down to the Eagle, medyo okay ako dito kay Eagle. And then, napakarami ng kanya. Napakarami ng yung array of equipment that you're going to use. Yun nga lang, medyo challenging ito kasi for example, when you talk about resistor, pag naghanap ka kay Eagle ng resistor, unlike dito kay fritzing, pag naghanap ka ng resistor kay fritzing, makikita mo ayan na yung itsura niya. So, regular resistor lang siya na bibili mo sa suking tindahan. Pero when you talk about resistor sa Eagle, marami. May resistor na surface mount, meron yung resistor na maliliit lang na parang gakulangot. So, may mga iba't ibang sizes siya. Okay. Pero pa yung tinutukoy natin sa resistor na yung color codings niya or yung capacity niya or yung whatsoever it is. Okay. So, if you go on to more high level of designing, I suggest you go with here. If you go for starters, I go with fritzing. So, if you're going to ask me, for kindergartens, you go with fritzing. Pang baby. Ayan, nakikita. Ayan yung resistor niya kasi. Capacitor. Pero, Eagle is for the big boys. I wouldn't recommend if you're newbie. But, since you are in college, fritzing kasi pang high school, I would say, bluntly, you go fritzing, you go pang high school yung mga yan. For professionals, this one. Let's see dito. So, may sample siya. Ayan. I hope you can see this. Ayan. Dito siya kapag nag-reroute siya ng mga linya para hindi mag-short. Ayan, makikita ninyo dyan. Although, merong kwanto eh. Auto-routing. One click lang. Hindi ko alam ba't niya ito ginagawa. Ayan yan na. Nakikita niyo may auto-routing na yan. Ayan. See? Yung connection niya sa lasalawan, pero one click mag-auto-route siya. May mga protocol siyang ginagamit yan.
Sir, bilang ko po.
Yun yung kagandahan yan. Okay. If you have series of questions, ask nyo dun sa may channel natin. And tomorrow, we'll be having a meeting. Hopefully. Tapusin ko pa yung iba kasi. And then if you do have questions, then I'll entertain you before we go on with the yung sa may evaluation sa mga iba pa. May mga hindi pa ako natawag eh. So going back, summary, so on so forth, blah 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 blah. Several activities. So yun. That's chapter 4. Chapter 5 na to. So, engineering communication is not, so to summarize, engineering communication is not only through technical writing. Hindi lang yung nagdo-drawing ka o kung ano-ano. Okay? So, meron din tayo mga series of reports. It's very, very important na marunong ka magsulat, marunong ka magsalita. And with that, kailangan maayos din ang grammar mo, lalo sa pagsusulat mo. Yung pronunciation mo pagdating sa oral presentation mo, napaka-importante nun. Okay? Sooner or later, you're going to become a professional. And what good are you kung halimbawa purely technical ka lang? So, with this, we could say we could justify here na di porket engineering ka, okay lang na ibagsak mo ang English mo. There is a reason bakit meron kang English pa rin up until na yan. It's because this is our second language. Although this is not subjective yung second language na yun eh. Kasi what if gusto mo magtrabaho sa Japan o kaya sa China, di ba? So, just so happen English is that yung universal language na ginagamit natin. But it doesn't please don't misinterpret me on this, that hindi porket ikaw ay hindi bihasa o hindi dalubhasa pagsasalita ng wikang English, ikaw na ay you're lesser human or lesser person to the other one speaking fluent of it. No, it's not like that. Okay? The important thing here in communication is that may bahagi mo ng maayos, may communicate mo na maayos yung mensahe na gusto mong ipakita. And the things that you're going to see here are just mere guidelines. Okay? So, later on, it just so happened that these are the ones na nakasanayan natin na very effective. I would agree on it naman. Okay? With that, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you on our meeting.